Okay, the FIFA World Cup is underway once more. It's 2026 and the groups are alphabetical from A to L, holding all 48 teams that are competing this year. I'll just give you a quick rundown as to what has been going on so far. I just want to say real quick before getting into it that while I was making this video, my GOAT, Lionel Messi, scored twice in the match against Austria to become the all-time leading goal scorer of the World Cup. So I just wanted to say congratulations real quick to the man himself, and that we all knew this was coming. Lionel Messi, greatest footballer of all time. Alright, let's get into the video. In Group A we have Mexico, South Korea, Czechia, and South Africa. Mexico sits at the top of the group, having won both matches so far. They beat South Africa 2-0 with goals from Julian Quinones and Raul Jimenez, and took home a 1-0 victory against South Korea, with Luis Romo scoring the decisive goal in the 50th minute. This made Mexico the first team to qualify for the second round of World Cup action, giving the host nation another boost of confidence. South Korea sits at second place in the group with a comeback 2-1 win over Czechia. Hwang In-bum carried his team as he scored one and assisted the next to seal the win. In order to make it to the next stage, they would need to secure a win in their game against South Africa. In Group B, we have Canada, Switzerland, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Qatar. This group is a bit closer as the number 1 Canada and the number 2 Switzerland have both drawn and won a match each, being separated only by goal difference. Bosnia and Herzegovina held Canada to a well-fought 1-1 draw, but Canada went on to have a historic victory against Qatar, winning 6-0. Kyle Larin, who scored in the first game, also got another in this one, and Jonathan David scored a very impressive hat-trick. Nathan Saliba added one more to the tally for Canada, and Qatar scored an own goal for the 6-0 total at full time. This marked Canada's first ever men's World Cup win and the largest victory by a CONCACAF team in tournament history. Switzerland, on the other hand, drew with Qatar 1-1 in their first game, with Breel Embolo scoring a penalty, but went on to get a comfortable 4-1 victory against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Super subs Johan Manzambi and Ruben Vargas came off the bench to provide a decent lead for the Swiss. Manzambi then got a brace, and Granit Xhaka added his name to the score sheet in the 97th minute. In Group C, we have Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti. Brazil started their campaign a bit slow with a 1-1 draw against Morocco, with Morocco's Ismail Saibari opening the scoring before Vinicius Jr. leveled the game for Brazil. But they looked much more comfortable in the second match, scoring 3 goals in the opening half against Haiti. The match finished 3-0 as Mateus Cunha scored twice and Vini Jr. added one more goal to his campaign's tally. Morocco has also managed to gain 4 points. In addition to the draw against Brazil, they went on to beat Scotland 1-0, which makes them the second in the group. Ismail Saibari, once again being the lone scorer for the Moroccan team, scored in 71 seconds, which is the fastest goal of the tournament so far. Scotland still has a chance as John McGinn scored a first-half winner against Haiti, which marked the first Scottish World Cup victory since 1990. But it completely depends on their final match against Brazil. In Group D, we have Australia, USA, Paraguay, and Turkey. The US national team sits atop their group, having won both games and already advancing to the round of 32. They won a smooth 4-1 victory over Paraguay, with goals coming by way of a Paraguayan own goal, a brace from Folarin Balogun, and a late strike from Giovanni Reyna. Also, a 2-0 win against Australia, with them being blessed by another own goal and a header from Alex Freeman, which initially was called offside. Australia still remains second on goal difference as both them and Paraguay have both 1 win and 1 loss each. Australia's win came against Turkey in a 2-0 victory with goals coming from Nestori Irankunda and Connor Metcalf. A win or draw in Australia's next game sends them through to the round of 32. In Group E, we have Germany, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, and Curacao. Group leaders Germany have put on a dominant display of football in this World Cup so far. They have 2 wins, with the first coming in a blowout 7-1 victory against Curacao. Kai Havertz led the scoring with 2 goals, but Felix Nemka, Nico Slotterbeck, Jamal Musiala, Nathaniel Brown, and Deniz Undav all added their names to the score sheet. Curaçao's Levano Comenencia put in a goal for his team, which marked Curaçao's first ever goal in a FIFA World Cup tournament. The next German win came against Ivory Coast, with Germany having to come from 1-0 down to get this one. Deniz Undav stepped up for his team once more, scoring a brace to secure the 2-1 victory for Germany. With the draw between Curaçao and Ecuador, Germany is the only team to advance, giving all 3 others a last shot at advancing along with them. In Group F, we have Netherlands, Sweden, Japan, and Tunisia. Netherlands leads the group with an impressive 5-1 victory over Sweden. Brian Bobby and Cody Gakpo both scored a brace, and Crescencio Somerville added one more for the tally of 5, while Anthony Elanga scored a consolation goal for Sweden. Netherlands' match against Japan ended in a 2-all stalemate. All goals came in the second half as Virgil van Dijk and Crescencio Somerville secured goals for Netherlands, but Japan's Kito Nakamura and Daichi Kamada ensured the scores were level at full-time. Sweden holds on to the second spot as they flip the script, actually winning a game 5-1 against Tunisia after losing by that exact score to the Netherlands. Goal scorers Alexander Isak, Victor Gyökeres, Matthias Svanberg, and Yassin Ayari, who opened and closed the scoring, achieved a brace and added their names to the World Cup goal tally. Tunisia's lone goal was scored by Omar Rekik in the 43rd minute. In Group G, we have New Zealand, Iran, Belgium, and Egypt. This is one of the groups that have been difficult to separate. Each of their first games have ended in draws, with New Zealand drawing 2-all with Iran and Belgium drawing 1-all with Egypt. In their second games, Belgium and Iran ended scoreless in a 0-0 draw, but Egypt has unexpectedly shot to the top of the group in their second game with a 3-1 comeback victory over New Zealand. Mustafa Ziko, Mohamed Salah, and Trezeguet all added their names to the score sheet to confirm Egypt's first ever World Cup win. This means that all teams have the chance to scramble for a win that could possibly send them through to the round of 32. In Group H, we have Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Spain, and Cape Verde. Surprisingly, this group has taken until the second game to be separated on points, as Spain unexpectedly drew with Cape Verde 0-0, and Uruguay was held to a 1-all draw with Saudi Arabia. European giants Spain put on a more aggressive attacking display to win 4-0 against Saudi Arabia in the second game, as Lamine Yamal got his first ever World Cup goal at just 18 years old. Mikel Oyarzabal also came through for the Spanish team, scoring twice, and an own goal by the Saudi team sealed their fate. Cape Verde, on the other hand, has been having an excellent debut tournament, as they went onward to have another draw against South Americans Uruguay. Cape Verde scored their first and second ever goals in the World Cup, with Kevin Pina opening their scoring with a beautiful 30-yard free kick, and Helio Varela scoring a second-half equalizer to level the game after Uruguay went up 2-1 on the scoreboards. Maxi Araujo and Agustin Canobio were the Uruguayan scorers on the night. Spain now leads the group, with all three other teams having a chance of contention still. In Group I, we have Norway, France, Senegal, and Iraq. Norway and France have blasted to the top of the group with excellent attacking displays, both winning their first game. Norway securing a 4-1 victory over Iraq is at the top on goal difference, as Erling Haaland marked his World Cup debut with a brace. The other goals came through Leo Ostigard and Iraq's Ayman Hussein. Ayman Hussein had quite an eventful game, as he scored both for his team and against his team for a tally of 2 goals on the night. France began their campaign with a 3-1 victory over Senegal, as French captain Kylian Mbappe scored a brace for his team as well, and Bradley Barcola added one more to the tally. Senegal's lone goal came in stoppage time for Ibrahim Mbaye. In Group J, we have Argentina, Austria, Jordan, and Algeria. Defending champions Argentina opened with a display of excellent football, as the GOAT Lionel Messi scored the first hat-trick of the 2026 World Cup to bring his team to a 3-0 victory against Algeria, sending them to the top of the table. Austria also secured 3 points for themselves in their opener. Roman Schmid and Marko Arnautovic scored for Austria, and an own goal by Yazan Al-Arab and goal by Ali Alwan for Jordan saw the match ending in 3-1. In Group K, we have Colombia, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Portugal, and Uzbekistan. Colombia has been the only team to secure a victory in this group so far, winning 3-1 against Uzbekistan, placing them at the top of the table. Daniel Munoz, Luis Diaz, and Hamilton Campas each added 1 to the board for Colombia, while Uzbekistan's goal was scored by Aboshek Faizulayev. Portugal had a disappointing start to their campaign, drawing 1-1 to the Congo, settling Congo in second and Portugal in third. João Neves was the lone Portuguese goal scorer, with Jon Wissa equalizing for the Congo. In Group L, we have England, Ghana, Panama, and Croatia. England shot to the top of the group with a well-fought 4-2 win over Croatia. English captain Harry Kane scored a brace, getting a chance to retake a penalty he initially missed, while Jude Bellingham added 1 more to the tally and super sub Marcus Rashford sealed the win. Croatia was holding on in the first half with goals coming from Martin Baturina and Petar Musa, but they were completely outplayed in the second half. In the group's next matchup, Ghana fought for a 1-0 victory over Panama, with Caleb Urenki scoring the lone goal in stoppage time. So far, it's looking like the top 2 from each group at this point will finish top 2 and advance. But this is the great game of football, and for those still in contention, the ball is round and anything can happen. I'll be back to give you guys another update in a few. Until then, if you like the video, please like the video. I post weekly, so I'd appreciate it if you subscribe as well to get your sports fix. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.